natin. Well, we're live.
Live ka na? Okay, say hi, hello muna with everybody. Hello.
Hi.
Is it circle? Ano?
In circles. In circles. Oh, hello. Asa man?
According to this, if I eat other food that I'm not supposed to, like garlic and onion, all I have to do is eat plum seed after the meal, and
Yeah.
then it's okay.
Yeah.
So I'll tell Dada that. I'll tell Dada I need plum seeds. And then I can eat my onion and
We
garlic
have
and just...
plum seeds here.
Plum
Plum
seed.
seeds.
This is plum seed.
Do we have that
It says
here?
if it's hard to give up rustic food, they can take microbalon or any plum seed after meals.
I don't know plum seeds.
Plum
Ano
seeds.
yung, meron ba tayong plum seeds? We don't have it here.
Yung first ko na-meet yung plum na word, yung sa MaYA na nagtinda o kuan ba, shake sa amin na bata elementary pa kami, tapos may kamote fries sila, tapos yung flavor, plum at saka cheese. So plum powder yung ilagay sa kamote fries. So yun yung mga kinakain namin.
Plum powder.
Plum yung flavor ng kamote fries.
Ah, yeah, wire.
Nice flavor.
Naaka type C. Wala.
Or gulo-gulo.
Wait lang, I'll get my work.
Hi guys, welcome to my
Welcome to my vlog.
welcome to my channel.
Like and subscribe.
Hi channel, welcome to my guys.
Funny recommendation of... See, I have iPhone. But look at this. Read the recommendation.
Go to bed before doing
I charged... oh yeah, that's yours, no?
What is it?
No, this is not my recommendation.
Viewers, are you there?
So, Type-C pala to?
Yes.
But it's an iPad.
iPod. Type C na yung gamit ng
iPod? iPad?
mas bagong.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah.
Di ko din maka-live ng ganyan.
Hindi pwede. Ah, shit.
Talaga? Bakit?
Arte. Arte si Facebook.
Nasa Facebook lang. Upside down ako.
Upside down.
So, I'm going... Okay, everybody. Hey, Tree, watch this here. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Because we're... Can you do it again? Can you do it again? Can you do it again? Since we are going to do a yoga teacher training, this is how you do a lecture. Tree, watch it here. Watch it from here. Can you see? Hey, wait, go from here. See? See? Okay, wait. Okay, so since we're doing a yoga course, we're going to do upside down. Like right now. How are you all doing? Are you doing okay? Do upside down, you're gonna smile, right? Yeah.
Upside down ba?
Yes.
What's up?
Yung face mo hindi.
Okay.
Binuangan.
Binuang. As binuang nila.
Ikaw nga.
Kasi ano, parang ginsilig ka yung tawag nito hana eh. You know what I sang during the Circle 7 Circle 7 graduation? This one.
Instagram mo ko.
God, the generator, the operator, and the destroyer.
Try to
Supreme consciousness.
Oh, yeah,
center
that guy,
of
yeah.
our idea of divinity.
All Instagrammable.
Created universe where divine is.
Back to you.
Wake up, everyone. How can you sleep at a time like this unless the dreamer is the real you?
Here it is.
Yeah.
Listen to
Raise
your
your hand.
voice, the one that tells you to taste as the tip of your tongue. Leap in the net will appear. And don't wanna wait before the dream is over. I'm gonna make it mine. Yes, I'll own it. I'm gonna make it mine. Yes, I'll make it all mine. I lead my life on a heavy rotation, requesting that it slip and move up and away, over to a table at the Gratitude Cafe. And I am finally there, and all the angels they'll be singing la 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 love you. Well, I don't wanna wait before the tour is over. I'm gonna make it mine. Yes, I'll own it. I'm gonna
Like a
make
notebook, like a
it
small
mine. Yes, I'll make it all mine. Timing's everything. This time we're winning. I am balancing, careful and steady, and never needing energy that everyone's emitting. Well, I don't wanna wait before the dream is over. I'm gonna make it mine. Yes, I'll own it. I'm gonna make it mine. But I'm making it mine. Oh, mine. Yes, I'll make it all mine.
I like that song because, the meaning of the song is really start taking action, start taking it for yourself. You don't want to wait. Every opportunity comes, right? There are a lot of songs from different artists that I want to capture, but it's a really good mantra, by the way. It's uses the language of English, but it owns something. It wants to put action, right? Enforces action. So I like it. That's why in this time, rather than I use Sanskrit words where a lot of you wouldn't be able to understand anyway, right? So we'd rather, for me, right now, like to use some of the English words. Yeah. Okay. So.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
What happened?
All of the world just crashed. But it's okay, they're back now.
Where's the camera on this thing? Is it around? Oh, it's a center. Okay. So, can you move it a little bit here, if you don't mind? So that the world wouldn't crash on you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's like you're in the network marketing group.
Good morning.
Good morning. Drum rolls. So yeah, the Circle 9 ladies have been, doing certainly unique things as well.
Unique
Everything
things.
is unique. Their group is unique. Their group is unique. We train differently, right?
So like we don't reproduce, we don't really do the same thing to every circle. But this time, I think it's high time that the ladies here would get the learnings about. I mean, not even learnings, but it's really dependent on how we understand the essence of the 8 limbs. What's the 8 limbs in yoga? Asa ka bro? Nangipos na maga? Oh. So, what is the 8 limbs, by the way?
The guide,
I like the word guide.
the path.
Let's just write down first. 8 limbs. 8 limbs because this is after getting through the history, who was able to lay down in a form of script the 8 limbs? Who was the person behind it? Who was the sage behind it?
Yes.
Remember the sage behind it? Of the 8 limbs. The sage Patanjali. Right? Anjali means heaven. Pat means from. So, sa Patanjali, let's just go directly now because we want to go forward now. So this is what his legacy. He left this legacy of. Now people are regarding this as like the king, the royal practice of yoga. That's why it's called Raja. The Dhiraj was not Patanjali, it was Ashtavakra. So it's famously known as Raja. Raja means the kings, practices of royalties, highly regarded. So this is his legacy, and then we're going to talk about it because a lot of people practice yoga, and every sect of yoga that are there now. I mean, if you know that, remember the yogic paths, right? Remember the video that you all did did you do the thing, right? Reaction about or summary of that. You all did it, right?
No.
Okay. Watch the video again.
Watch the video again.
Do it again. Do it again. Okay. So yeah, are you taking shots, brother? You're okay, right? Sige. So let's go by the 8 limbs. So when you say 8 limbs, does that mean that it is a stairway to hell thing? Is that a stairway process thing? That one step leads to another step. If you don't step on this, you don't do this. Is that how it is? What do you think? I mean, your understanding. Like, Tree, you have a guest here from area of Portland, Oregon, or from the mountains of Busai, or Balamban. Yeah. What do you think? Is it a step-by-step thing?
No, 8 limbs. Like you can't have a body without an arms and legs and stuff. So it's all encompassing. Maybe they rely on each other, the different limbs.
Precisely. There you go. If
This
you
is
got,
what
you can.
Yeah, here's their.
We have 8 limbs.
Here's the
Yeah,
8 limbs.
let me show them your art. This is their art. Is it 8?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, there's 8 limbs.
I could see only 5 petals, but there's
No,
8 limbs.
There's 8
Plus
limbs.
the legs.
Oh, okay, the limbs. I was like looking at the flowers. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 limbs. Right. So going by the limbs, when you say limbs, like octopus has 8 limbs, right? So it's octo, right? Octa. So you can do it without one, but that means that you have already forgone that aspect of it. So kumbaga, if I take one hand of you, are you still complete? You say, yes, I can still do a lot, right? Yeah, true. But in the world that you're facing, in the world that you're trying to fulfill, it really helps to have an additional arm or good set of arms, right? Especially that you were used to using both arms. So you can never be complete. But doesn't mean that it would make you die as a whole. You're not useful anymore, you're useless. Let's just look at it that way, okay? Alright? I'm not here to encourage logic, by the way. I'm just saying what's obvious, diba? So going to the idea that we're heading into of course, it was then just presented to us a concept, and then later on you become. It's really up to you. I'll say this. A lot of people say practice yoga, but even me, I'm guilty in some point about the two aspects here that we're following. Guilty means that I couldn't really fulfill it. Like I couldn't really think of always good in everything. There are some times that I would just want to choke somebody up or just throw them outside in outer space and away from existence, something like that. But you cannot do that. So that's why I'd like to just leave this as a concept, and for you to practice it. That's where what is practice in yoga. Thank you for your artworks. Where does this go? Does this go somewhere? I'm
No.
decorating it somewhere. Postcard, Christmas card.
Just for fun.
Yes. Okay.
First
So that's how we should approach the limbs, by the way. Okay, so it's clear to you now that we don't go by step 1, step 2, step 3. No, it's not that way. The limbs are limbs. It is encompassing of each other, but yet it is part of the organism as a whole. That it wouldn't be Ashtanga if you take away Yama. It wouldn't be Ashtanga if there is no Niyama. It wouldn't be Ashtanga if there is no Samadhi. It wouldn't be any of that royal practice without any, if you take away 1 or 2. That's why if you take Yama and Niyama, it becomes just what? Anyway, we'll talk about it. What are the 8 limbs? Did you read it? It's right there in your notes. Right there in your notes. We were when you watched the video, Yogic Paths, you saw that the 8 limbs were there. What are the 8 limbs? Anyway, Sao is here to help support, and then Mark may also will help out also. Okay.
Samadhi. Dayala.
Did you have some of these topics?
No,
Dada?
I'm cheating.
No, you're cheating. Like this space I have, I can let you cheat all you want.
No, I
Okay, so first limb.
asana.
Yama.
Awesome. I like that. So Yama. Let's go Yama. I'll just black. Black. Alright. Yama. Yamaha. What is Yama? It's part of Yama. There's about 5 sub practices of Yama. But anyway, we talk about Yama. Yama means it is a
Discipline.
discipline of what?
Your interaction with other people.
Exactly. This is what you call the social discipline. This is your responsibility to everything around you. Okay. So I always try to put a gesture on that. When it's Yama, it becomes this. Yama has become this. Right? So the gesture is Yama. This is your Yama. And then when you go to Niyama, then you go like this. Sometimes I did it before like this, but like this or this. So Niyama is doing here or here. Because it's let's say I'll write it down as social responsibility.
Niyama is personal responsibility.
Yeah. And Niyama,
Dito lang ang sunod.
Niyama now, did you hear Tree say that? When you now look at going here or here, that means that your responsibility towards the inside or the integration. Okay? It's a personal thing. So, Niyama. In the Sanskrit words, you got like What is that? When you have words that counteracts the other. Let's just say there's the none and then there's the word without it, right? So let's just say harm. Hingsa. Hingsa. Not to harm. Something like that, right? So, example, Yama is outside, Niyama is inside. So they use the language. So Niyama means the personal thing, personal integration. And we'll talk about its what you call this, the sub practices, because in every in every one of these they have their sub practices, especially the first two, because this is where we are highly involved with the world. This is how we deal with everyone, and this is how we deal with ourselves. Then we go into the next one, which is the most popular, that everybody calls yoga, when in fact there's everything else. But it's just the one. It's popularized, and now it's making a lot of
Money.
In the world, which is good. It helps everyone. Yeah, it helped everyone, including me, for sure, definitely. That made me alive right now. I mean, I go around, I teach. But part of my frustration is that people are limited to it. The almost 2 decades that I've been exposed to this, and over a decade that I've been teaching, I think over 100% that I've shared and taught, like only my 2 minutest parts of those were able to really step forward and, not really about practicing yoga, right? But at least step forward to uplift the life of others. The way I see it, to be honest with you, it's more of like how I see it. There's no data that their lives improved and so on. There are some people that were really successful and so on, but doesn't actually for me. But my goal was to really see that it helped them, whatever stage they're in their lives, evolve and so on. But it's not my goal to make them yogi, right? But I can show them and guide them to open them up and so on. And that's the reason, segue going. That's the reason why the Yoga Academy is supposed to be those that are really looking into that part more. Where, Jai, I want to kick into more of a adaptation to a yogic lifestyle, which in fact, this is what we're doing. The training is more of adaptation to yogic lifestyle. Your access to it is to teach it. You know what I mean? Giving you opportunities already. Everyone here has opened that industry already. And in fact, I'm going to put humility aside. We've opened a community else everywhere. We're in Mactan, we're in Cebu City, we are in Balangban, the north and the south, whatever. Bantayan, but up to you. So I empower everyone here. If you become, let's just say, like a celebrity like Mark, you can do it. If you want to be a space holder also like Mark, you can open up your studio or your space and so on. That's how we do it. So anyway, the next is my topic about asana is really long. That's how it is. That's a popular thing. So asana is the what?
Physical postures.
Yes, the postures. To make it short.
You are such a competitive stuff.
Okay. So as we go about the postures, and so that's why it looks easy, but eventually you find out, it's not easy, and then you struggle, and there is a technique that you discover, there's a technique how I can get into this posture and how I can improve my ease. And that technique is the next limb that we're not going specifically, we're just broadly talking about it now, and then we'll go specific after that. So the next limb is what? Not by reading the notes, maybe what you understand, what you remember. The fourth limb. Let's just say the fourth limb.
Teacher.
Right?
This is if you're in a school, I'll reward this. I'll reward this
Competitive
kid.
students.
Pranayama.
Pranayama. So there's
Breathing.
2. Prana and Ayam. This is not Niyam, this is
ayam, right? This is more of regulation, or we call this management. Ayam, management is ayam. And then prana is a broad concept. Prana is
Life force.
okay, life force, energy. So easy to say life force, energy, but a lot of people may not be able to grasp what is ayam, or sorry, the prana. So let's leave it aside for the specific topic on pranayama.
What's your
Well,
gesture for it, though? You have a
Huh?
gesture?
There are gestures. Oh yeah, for the gestures of pranayama. I wouldn't want to put it anywhere, but there are a lot of gestures for pranayama. Like say this one. Okay. This one. The mudras. I mean, when you say gestures in yoga, it's called mudras.
Well, for like the you did the,
Okay. So you did yama, niyama. Okay. I would say I didn't really incorporate gestures for
oh,
pranayama.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
The asanas and pranayama and so on, I didn't incorporate, but it was just more of the two.
Oh,
For now, I kind of like so that people remember. It's just the pranayama is so easy to remember. When people do this and all these, you know, you can do the gestures though. What will be this? You got this, so many ear tips, yeah, and then so on, like this, so on. But
and they all mean something different?
they all have. And then the 5 elements, you know, earth, fire, wind, air, space. So this is how you have the hands, and that's why when they meet together, earth and space, earth and water, they have the so-called combination. Yeah, and then which part you hit it, so that actually stimulates a certain area and region of your nervous system that accelerates the whole process and so on. So that's what the mudra is for. Yeah, aside from this one here, which is Agni. Agni is fire. Then the Agni Saramudra. Plus you're hitting it with the rest of the fingers here. Okay, so the elements into that, focusing on fire. Just to break it down to what's the gesture for. Okay. So pranayama. We call this the life, was that you mentioned? Life force energy. You know, one of the trainings I usually play, Mark, remember that video, the doctor, the neuroscientist, which had a stroke, right? Barbara Arrowsmith Young. Yeah. So I want you to watch that video. We'll watch that video pretty soon.
What's the name?
She's Barbara Arrowsmith Young. She is a neuroscientist, but that happened to had a stroke on her left brain. That could have cost her life. And fortunately, with the whole experience, where she was in time brought to the medical facility. That's why I said medical facility is beautiful, man. Needed in these types of situations. Helped save her life, got her into surgery, and with that, when she narrated her whole story, the magic is there. Then she was able to talk about this. She didn't believe in anything. She didn't practice yoga. She didn't do anything spiritual, mystical. She doesn't believe in that. She's a scientist. Diba? All she deals is with data, facts, research, and all these about proving it and so on. And then after that experience, she's now talking in TED. You know TED, right? She's now talking in TED and speaking about this. And now she's able to translate whatever you're finding mystical about those people that are into the mystical world that you're finding awkward and weird and so on. I'm a scientist. And then when she narrates it, you go like, tears will fall out of your eyes, man. If you're that type of person who's too logical, who's too edgy, right? Time, it should be this, you should be that, right? These types of people. You go to her, listen to her story, you go like, so that's a magnificent story. That's why I like that video. Anyway, life force, energy. And then I don't want to say, because people would say energy control, or they always say word control. Control doesn't mean so good. You know, control is like this. If you're being controlled, it's like everything you do is that. So because you are doing it, you would rather do management, right? Manage it or regulate it. The right word is either that or either of two, either regulation or management. I'm not saying that both are synonymous, but either you use those, so you're regulating your vital forces, or you're managing it. Say example, you are constipated. That means that one of your energy systems ain't working well because a lot of things might be a factor for it. One factor is that we'll look into how you're digesting your food. That means what is your eating? What are you eating? What are you eating? Is that able to digest within you? So that digestion is called one prana. One prana in digestion is called samana. Samana means the energy of assimilation. So if your energy of assimilation in itself was not really working well, then you're looking at a problem going into the appana. Appana means the excretion, and exit that helps you throw out, waste out of your system, literally, physically, aside from the lymphatic system. All right, sure, no problem. That's it. So when you look at managing it, then you can work on your prana systems that would be able to facilitate the flow. One word by Dr. John, I forgot his name. He's a chiropractic family practitioner. I forgot his family name. But anyway, something for your birth, something like that. But he said that if you were to take in something, let's just say air or food, specifically food, what happens is that it's like this. There's the flow. Like break dancers go like that. So it's like that. Boom, 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 boom. So it moves, right? The process of your energy systems work like that. As you chew, swallow, down, going to into your stomach, and the stomach does like that. Everything is like that. So imagine this. And then you take something in that totally disrupts that whole process. Let's say you take some chemical that all of a sudden it stopped when you're digesting it and somewhere it stopped right there. What happens to you if it stops in the throat? If it's too dry, what happens to you? Obviously, your body will will recognize it, and it would act on its mechanism. It would go right there. You will choke. Yeah. And so is the process when it's inside. When it's inside the stomach, if it's not there, able to digest, what happens? There's indigestion. You feel
Constipated.
And then what if you eat in an improper order, then there's a lot of gas in your system. What happens to your body? Utot ka na eh. Di ba? Our body is intelligent, my dear. My dear, it's intelligent. And the way it manages itself is already good and clear. And that's why everything that we're doing in support of that is just like pranayama. So, pranayama is the management of your energy systems. And when we're doing pranayama, by the way, it is your strengthening of your energy systems. And when you're strengthening your energy systems, let's say your breathing system is enhanced. I'd say it's well regulated every time. Your excretion is well regulated every time. Your digestion is well regulated every time. Your nervous system is well regulated every time. Then look at that for yourself. You will benefit from it. By the way, when people ask, hey Jai, do we necessarily have to separate the pranayama with your asana practice? Absolutely so, yes. Because in your asana practice, it is more of just like introduction to all of these. What is the introduction when you're doing the asana? People, when they're doing the asana, think, oh, I'm already doing my pranayama, I'm already doing my... Later on, there's the next. We're still on the... How many limbs there?
4.
We're going to discuss the next 4. Because the next 4 is going to be in the bathroom.
CR din ako.
Okay,
CR.
that's it. That's what I said. It's going to be in the bathroom. The next 4 is in the bathroom. Where did you buy all these things?
Huh?
Where did you buy them?
What?
Along the way?
The bread?
Yeah.
Oh no, I bought it in Balamban. But I was leaving. I bought a bunch of veggies and food and stuff and didn't realize I was gonna be gone for a couple days. So I just brought it all with me.
That's
'Cause
good.
Otherwise, all the fruit goes bad
Yeah.
and the bread goes bad.
Who's there now? No one?
Manesh was there this morning, but he's probably already gone by now.
So nobody's sleeping there for tonight.
No. Dada wanted me to come down for, Dharma Chakra and something.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow. He's got some Dada,
That's Dada Ratna.
another Dada's coming in town.
I'm not that personally exposed to him. Yeah, that's okay.
Are you gonna go meet him he's coming this time?
Maybe. You're gonna go there tomorrow? Yeah, let's go.
I'll go there
together.
tomorrow.
Let's go there together.
Yeah? You wanna go do Dharma Chakra tomorrow?
Yeah. Huh? You wanna go? We gotta go? Group meditation. Tomorrow. It's a center. I'd rather invite everyone also to go once in a while. Because it's also good because
There's another Dada gonna be there tomorrow.
another Dada's gonna be there, and the 4 boys are graduating from this whole thing, right? They just finished, right? Am I? Did I read it right? Yeah, so they're finishing. Okay, I'm gonna wait for her. You want freedom of speech, but we're all talking at the same time. You say you want peace, but nobody wants to change their own mind. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. For 1,000 years she's here. So where was I? What was I talking about? Okay, so we got 4, then we're moving on to the 5th. Everything clear with the first 4? I'm sharing in the concept, I'm sharing the concepts in a way everyone can understand. I don't have to go through the courses and discourses about every, literary works there that's within, let's just say, pranayam. Because I usually do sometimes, I let you read the shlokas around. But anyway, we'll go there. But for now, make you understand first. I want to make you understand first what is in the first. So if I ask you, Tresha, what's niyama? Niyama.
Personal integration.
And what do you mean by personal integration?
Personal integration on the environment that you're living in.
Is that what?
Like blending yourself with the environment that you're in.
When you say blend the environment you're in, that means still outside. But when you say personal integration, this is inside. That means inside. Everything happening from you, with you inside. Like your ways towards yourself, not anymore towards everything else. Your thinking,
Cleanliness.
huh?
Cleanliness.
Yeah, exactly. Like cleanliness, how you clean yourself, how you, so on, right? Huh?
Kadawat.
Huh?
Saan ka pagkadawat? Gawad ka kadawat.
Then the one naman gini ba? Go on, yun ka.
Ano yung gawad?
Okay,
Hindi clean.
hugawan means
Yung hindi marunong
madumi.
Okay.
Madumi, or how do you describe an adjective of a madumi?
Unhygienic.
Yung unhygienic sa Tagalog.
Dugyot.
Sa Bisaya, hugawan.
Hugawan.
Oh, Dugyot pala yun, no?
Yeah.
Dugyot ka. Gawan ka.
Dugyot is like the appearance or like the way he does things like in the
It
room.
does. Habit, dugyot.
Dugyot nila. Okay. Fifth limb is when you are now going within you. All of these things are happening. And when you are going within you means I will now start to let you into a process of internalization. So what happens is one of the ways to get you inside is to let you go past it. Means you're going to withdraw your attention from it. So this is where why are we still experiencing everything? What is the cause for our experience?
Senses.
It is the
Senses.
senses. Now we're going to withdraw from all of that. That is the next limb, which is the fifth limb.
Pratyahara.
Pratyahara. Okay? I think today I'll just start to discuss the yama. Tomorrow I'll discuss niyamas to make it more, because it's too long. So, pratyahara means to withdraw from your senses. The 5 senses you have. Call this tanmatras. Okay? So the sight, that's why you close your eyes. The ears, that's why you listen to your breath. The nose, that's why you focus more on what you're breathing on. And then the taste, that's why you stick your tongue up in your palate. Right? That's why you cross your legs so that your skin doesn't actually go feel. The openness also invites, let me try to be more. And then when you do these cross-legged position and so on, this is encouraging you more to tune in. These are means and ways after doing the postures, after everything that you're able to establish a more, all these fluctuations in your head, ease up a little bit, then you're much more easier to access the. And that's why, let me tell you, although it's not a prelude, it's not a pre-requirement, a required thing for you to do it, but it's highly advantageous for those people who keep doing postures significantly in a certain way. Those people who are active, those people who does, certain things in their lives that they really take some time with. I'm not talking about just working out. I'm talking about people who are, industrious. People who really focus on something. Because in some ways they will actually move, and when they focus on movement, they're actually doing a certain asana, for example. Let me put an example of a mechanic. How does a mechanic do it? Like, look at Tree right now. A lot of Westerners don't do that. A farmer. Take another American. Take your dad, for example. Can you still do that?
No.
No, absolutely not.
You mean just like sitting like this?
That's an
No.
Asian. They call that. They happen to call that an Asian squat. My God.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because none of those people who are trained to sit on a chair and just stand up, wear a suit, walk in a private something like drive a car, wouldn't be able to do that. But a farmer, a car mechanic.
Ano yung yaka?
Actually, yaka is like that. Actually, what we call squat is lunang.
Lunang?
Can be similar. Lunang. Bisaya ko na.
Very deep.
Yeah, Bisaya.
Anything like you're on the floor.
Yeah, yapak man na sa imo, nakalapag.
Dili.
Kabita.
Hindi yun.
Wait. I don't know. Wala atang Tagalog term.
Really? Wala. Nakalapag.
Landing.
Pero hindi siya, it's not squat.
Really, huh?
Wait
Okay.
lang. Isipin ko.
Let's get back to that. That's your...
Medusa is
Hurry! Hey, my kids don't stop.
They're still swimming.
So, okay, good with this. so that you just get the general concept of this, and then we'll move on to the next. Can everyone read this?
Dharmana.
Darana.
So that's Dharana. When the Indians read this, they actually don't have the vowel after every consonant. They just stop like, if it's a pratyahar, Dharan, and then they usually have a hyphenation on the last part. Say Dharan. Oh no, it's not the last part. It's a prolonged Dharan, Dharan, Pratyahar, Asan, Yam, Niyam. That's how they read it. Okay, so Dharan means when you have already achieved withdrawal of the senses, you are being provided for a certain method or a step. And these steps would be your point of focus. And these steps would be focusing, makes you focus more, so that what you can do is to affix your focus on that certain point. And that's why this is called fixed concentration. Fixed concentration. Are you following this whole trend now? You're already going in, and I'm not saying that this is the step again, right? But normally in that environment, this is what you need, right? When you're in an environment inside, I tell you what, try to do this exercise shortly, very shortly. Close your eyes for the next minute, okay? Can we do that all together? Ready, 1, 2, 3, and here we go. Open your eyes slowly. Okay. So, even just 1 minute, I let you close your eyes. What happened? What's going on inside?
All the sound was amplified. Right. I was hearing every single dog, every single drum. Yeah. Even though I'm not thinking about any of it, I'm hearing it all. Amplified.
Precisely. How about you?
I felt my tummy.
You were listening to...
I feel my tummy.
Hungry?
No, busog. Still full.
Still full until now. You have some sweets for good in addition. Okay. And your mind is like, oh, my tummy and my tummy. You have a self-talk. You're doing a self-talk right now. Okay. Good. How about you?
The music, I was also just listening to the drums, and then I imagined Sinulog. I was just dancing.
You were associating it with Sinulog, the festive, and then you were brought into another segment of your memory where you were doing Sinulog, and it formed a vision in your mind, right? And you were there. You were there. How about you? You were feeling sleepy, and then what were you doing? What's inside? Yeah. So your mind tells you, hey, be responsible. You're still there. You're still aware, and so on. But see, even me, aside from me, when I close my eyes, I'd be like, okay, I have to monitor the time. I hear the music. I hear the kids. Also part of me is like, okay, your kids.
Yeah.
Your kids. Responsibility is why I'm facing here also. These are things that happen, man. Because we're aware, unless you hit me with a piece of wood or solid stuff, hit me in the head, I might go unconscious, and after a while I might not be thinking this way. Parts of me would actually change. Yabag na ba? So, if we're just in this right frame and structure, we're still relatable, normally our mind gets into certain fragments and stuff. And even just hearing the sound pulls you there.
Even
Definitely. Even if it's just a sound. But see, if you're doing any of these steps, let me tell you honestly, at one point you keep doing it, you keep doing it, you keep doing it, even if they shout, even if you're in front of sinulog. And if you have learned to do that, again, it's always about learning and adapting. If you learn to do that, no matter if there's senor or somebody, even if there are kids walking around, I could still finish the certain process. I just need a short moment that I can experience that being within me. That just short moment that I just kind of like, whoa, they're not there. Short moment. I'm not saying to you with the whole, and this is spoiler alert. Everything that Dada Dharma, when he sits down, he's like, list out, whoa, you be regularly really meditation expert, right? You stay there for how long, man? Like 3 hours you can stay in meditation? You go 6 hours in meditation? You know, to be honest with you, some parts of it we're actually dwindling and drifting along. Maybe some parts of it, Dada, he wants to talk to Baba. Dada wants to go back to his memory, down the memory lane, trying to review everything. It becomes somewhat, and I'd be honest with you, I'd be really honest with you, those people who are just in love with this thing. When you discover the world inside, that's what's happening. When you discover the world inside, it's so, I'm not saying addictive, but there's just an aspect of it that you just become in love with it. You know why? You can induce yourself in states of altered consciousness through that. You can go back to memory lane and you can go journey and you can talk to whatever, whoever, whatever through that. You can access everything you want through that. It's so easy for me to say that, but it has to be experienced. That's why I'm just saying this, because that has to be experienced. For you to experience that, I'm not saying that you take some shots of magic mushrooms and you experience it. That has the capacity to do that. Yes. Or you go do ayahuasca. That also has the capacity to do that. Yes, but I'm not encouraging you to take, because it's not that easy. It's short, but it's not that easy. Right? Or the Hawaiian baby wood. It's not recommendable, right?
No.
Okay. See, some people would resort to taking psychedelics to be there, but I tell you, if you're just diligent enough, you can be there. That's why Dada, I remember somebody was, and then this person, Dada said, no, don't take anything like that. Oh no, yeah, Kathy Chong. Remember Kathy Chong?
Yeah.
Kathy went there. She said that she went to do some meditation. And Dada was telling her, no, don't do this ayahuasca thing. Don't take these mushrooms. He's so strong about it. So, but for me, I'll be like, yeah, Dada's right. But it's all up to you. Even me, right? Dada keeps saying, you should not take all these. But the life that we have is all experiential, baby. It's not for you to say, it's for me to experience. Because whatever you tell me wouldn't even matter when I'm already there. When I'm already there, what I experience is my experience. Because a lot of you, may include Dada, didn't experience at all what he said. It might just be a concept he've heard. And because you are a devout follower of a certain following, and you say no to this, because that was taught to me by Baba, right? Let's say I am taught by Baba with that, and everything was said that it is tamasik, this one and that one, right? Yes. And I also have to always be gauging it to whatever is needed of that moment, of the time, right? It doesn't actually have to be. The word that actually spells this is dogma, right? That when I'm taught something, yes, I would really have to look at it carefully, why it has to be said. Like, anyway. I'll go long. I'll take this anywhere. But
Like he's against energy work for no reason. You know, energy work is.
that's just his conviction, brother.
Yeah.
That's his conviction. So for him to say that to me, I'd be like, I respect that that's your conviction, but it doesn't have to be my reality. And that's how we should be. And this is why I'm actually like this. This is why I'm actually, you know, and people couldn't even put me into a space or category of the edgy lines. That's why I've been saying this. You notice?
Yeah.
Go ahead,
All
man.
yours.
Say, okay, let me share this to you. Just within the weekend, last weekend, you know, you were asking me this question. Alam pa, di mo hulo, di ba you're supposed to go, Jai? Sunday. Ano ka ha? Right? You're asking that, no? I was down the weather. I was down the weather. I feel really heavy. My headache, some pulsation. I just needed to take a nap. And at the same time, the schedule was, let me just clear this to you. The schedule was, we arrived there, everybody just take their time, and so on. It doesn't have to be like a full program, except for that there's a ceremony that's happening after dinner. So, in my end, my role is just to be there with them, especially during dinner. So I was, you know, I came a little bit late. So when I left and so on, I arrived there during dinner time. Okay, there's the thing. What would you expect people to say when you arrive there dinner time? If you're a person who's very edgy, who's very corporate, who's very logical, who's very intellectual, what would you expect they would say? Huh? What's that? Alkansi ko sa kumbayan. What else? What else?
Ano yun? You're not making most of what you're paying.
I'm looking for something else that would be said. What else? Ikaw.
Harsh yun sa akin.
Ano. Sige. Give it to me.
Dumating ka pa.
Okay, yeah. Kasi, why do you have to say that? Because the person is,
Hey,
exactly. This is the, yeah, that's a joke that binibigay sa mga tao.
The
Dumating ka pa,
sarcastic,
sarcasm. But that's actually what will happen. And that's what generally happened. But anyway, they did it in a way that, Jai, because I arrived there and then I arrived in the receiving area. And so there's a radio because wala may signal in that place. There's a radio, and then, you know, the staff of the place said to me, sir, you can also radio everybody. They have radios. We said, okay, good, let me use this. And then I was playing around, over, something like that. And then they joke on me. They say, Jai, pakidala na rin ng ano, gandala ng ganito, dala. So they were letting me become the the staff. So please bring this, please bring that. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. So I was joking around, and when I arrived, they were saying, oh, Jai, tapos na kami, this and that, and then they were saying that we're done with everything, stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, let's have dinner, and they were saying, oh, we're already done with it. You know, they were really making it emphasize, oh, we're done with it. It's like they're saying, oh, everything is experienced already, right? And that's okay, no problem, because my role was to really just be there to officiate. It's like becoming a priest. Officiate the ceremony that I held, right? And so what happened is that there's the thing about when you look at how people would look at it. You wouldn't know that part of a person's being is already conflicted with it, right? That's why they couldn't hold themselves back and they would throw that joke out on you. When in fact, you would actually be spared with your pain and unnecessary anguish and agony. When you just come to think of it that you're happy that all are together and this guy arrived enough that is part of the experience already. It is not anymore your duty to look at the person, to be there exactly the same time you were there. It's not anymore required for you to be responsible for the person if he didn't come on the time that you may have expected him to come. For what? Number one, I'm not their janitor. I'm not their yaya. That if you just want to go take some shots, I'm not your photographer who just want to take some shots for you. And you want me to arrive early at that time? Because again, if you look at the responsibility that I was needed to do, I was just needed for you to anyway, and stuff like that. You would be spared from all of these. And you know what I did? This is what happened. When I went into that ceremony, I feel a little bit. There are certain individuals there that I know that has it. Okay, and with the history and background that I've experienced with these types of people, it wasn't that easy. You know how you're circle 9, circle 8, and you notice, right? You realize how I deal with you in circle 8. Do I even punish you with that? Not ever. See why? It is all about personal responsibility and so on. So this is what happened during the ceremony. I felt that there was that tension. There was that tension because number one thing, and since this is recorded also, there was that thing. I'll just share to you. Anyway,
Oh no.
no names, no nothing. There was that thing that, because they were kidding around, John, you know, late, whatever, you know, and I said, it wouldn't be me without him. I was just saying, it wouldn't be Jai if I'm not late. I'm just, you know, kind of like riding in their narrative and so on. So it's like, they were laughing. And then I said something, because those people that were joking around, I told them, you're on low battery, darling. You have to
I know.
charge. Yeah, okay.
You're gonna be upside down.
For a moment.
Or this way.
Oh, yeah, still. How about if
I just hold it.
you hold it there? Pwede naman. Thank you, Ga.
So you might hold it.
You're meant to hold it. So let's, what I did is that I said, because I reminded them, because they also were part of that, there was a bit of an incident that happened. So I told them, see, you triggered this. If you didn't really say that, if you just let that, allow that, you know, to pass, like how you allow things to happen. If you just let that pass, you could have, you know, the whole experience could have took it away. Because right now we're in a moment where we're not supposed to focus on that, right?
Got it.
Now you were playing around, and then if it's just natural, I think, if you feel like you're close to persons or people, right? You want to joke around, right? You want to kid around. And it's like what you can find to just poke on somebody or just play on somebody is, you know, those things that are very easy to find, right? Oh, you arrived late, you know, late, something like that. So I noticed that it caused attention to one of those people. So what I did, I reminded, tagbingi ka, pwede mo isa ka gamay ka. Ang imuhang left, isa ka gamay.
Here? Sorry.
Yeah. Cradle it in your arms.
Okay. Wala pa
There
naman.
you go. Perfect. So it's like, hey, ganito yan. It's like I see myself in your heart.
Wow.
Oh. That's
It's one way of easy effort.
easy the effort. So that when I said that to these two people, and they were like, "Oh, where's that person?" You know, so in that way, I kind of like reminded that this is how we do it every time. Like we should be aware of this. That you're taking your anguish and you're affecting everybody else. So that's still Yama, right? It's still Yama. Because part of that would be very much what you say. You should be responsible of what you say. So I did facilitate that in that way. And after that happened, I had to air out this specific part. And I know because you're still partly in corporate world. You were in corporate world.
Yeah.
We're all done with it. I was in corporate world. I was being edged and I was being sharpened up by my mentor, man. Honestly, 12 years back, I was being sharpened up by my mentor. And I salute my mentor for that. Absolutely, yeah. He gave me a lot of the learnings I needed to have. And, you know, that made me who I am now. Part of that is what I learned. And that's why if we want to be in the corporate setting, then you need to act in the corporate setting. But these things is not a corporate setting. You know what I mean? when you come into the world of yoga, when you come into the world of the creative conscious, nobody's gonna tell you your time is up. Right? Nobody's supposed to tell you that, oh, you're until here. That's called the limiting factor. Right? Let's just say if you're in the creative conscious, let's just say if I would just put you a limit of what you can do, how many macrames could you do? Only that size, okay. Joanne, that's the length that is standard for a certain dimension of your macrame art, Joanne. And you could only do one knot, Joanne, this way. See exactly what I mean, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why if you are in this world that we are, I'm saying, you are going into this world. So when that creeps on you, let me tell you something that will be a spoiler for your meditation. Drop it. Doesn't help. When you're there, because that's the blockage. In the journeys, that's okay. It helps you to go back. Oh, you're Trevor Wilson. You go back. But it's not needed for you to journey. When you're on the journey, you have to let go. Experience anything? Experience Vela? She didn't experience any Velada yet.
No.
Okay. It will actually hold you back. And what I'm trying to say is that you could also do this in your meditation. You can help yourself do deeper meditations by dropping it. Attention. Go. That actually keeps you here. That's the force that keeps you. Okay? Let me go back to this. Right, let me go back to this. So, dharana. Now when you achieve this consistency of what we're doing, every single time you just try to put the effort of, what is the effort again?
Sadhana.
Sadhana. If, let's just say, you are already incorporating this in your day. By the time you wake up, before you go breakfast, you have this. You go eat your lunch, we did it. Later on, we'll do dinner, we did it. I'm saying just sitting down, close your eyes, just finding that time, putting your effort on that. Learning, oh, this is what Jaya did, put some visual on me, let me try that. Or let me try a certain meditation, and so on. And then these are going to happen. What happens is there's just this flow that when you go out, let's say out back, hearing the drum, observing everything, out again. And so there's that flow. And that flow would lead you to a little bit of a rhythm that will now open the gates. I would say this is now the La La Land, right? I'm not saying that you'll get there, but I'm saying it is there. So up to you if you access that. The next state or the next limb is called
Dayan. No,
Dhyan. Dhyan.
Dayan.
Dhyana. So dhyan or dhyana means it is,
Meditation.
it's all called meditation, but let me just write a different term for that. It's called flow in mind. So there's already the flow in your mind. It's just like that. You see, when you're mixing something, when you're making sikwati, you keep doing this. If you stop, what happens? There are the lumps, right? And you don't actually get a good consistency. So what you need to have for a certain consistency. And then after that, you put it into this called, what we call in Bisaya, batirol. So you can achieve a good consistency, better consistency. We take that wood and then just do like this. You keep doing it. Happens is that there's a flow. Same thing as you're doing that. Keep putting the effort in sadhana and just doing that, there's a flow. And that is another step. And that is doesn't actually have to be this. It can be that I am awake I'm looking at you, but then I'm in that flow. I'm looking at you, I'm in that flow. I'm using something, right? Again, I'm using something. It doesn't have to be a mantra. It can be part of us mantra. I look at you, I'm doing something. I could also, if I just take that time to learn it more, I could hypnotize. You know, hypnosis is in psychology. It's very basic. The people are in mass hypnosis anyway. So anyway, the point here is that if we could break, I would wish that I could break that cycle of mass hypnosis right now. If we could go take it for ourselves also as a means for doing something, then we can take it. So for now, we're still on that flow of mind. It doesn't have to be, remember this, huh? Remember this. It doesn't have to be this, right? So dhyana doesn't mean only as this. Dhyana can be a person walking, just straight out blissed out. Everything is like love and love and love and love. Suddenly it says, Omicron, love, 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 love. Oh, why are you not wearing mask? Love, love, love. No more face.
What about somebody doing art?
Yeah.
Can you be in that state in art? Would you be for doing art?
So obviously, absolutely. Oh man, that's not the standard of your idol. Your idol is this, let's say, Van Gogh. This is not his standard. It's okay, this is my film. Texas is the good. Jai, di mo na mo ang basic sa movement. Jai, that's not contemporary art anymore. You're breaking away from the technique. It's okay. I love this. That's what I want to do. You're limited. You're very stiff. Look at the video. Oh. Bahala. This is what I am now. Right? Later on, it comes to me. Yeah, okay. I'll go further than that later on. I'll explore later on. Movement. Movement is a language also. Of the internal to the physical. Yeah? As we move, we're communicating. What I'm doing right now is conveying a message that if I'm really passionate about it, I'm already exaggerating my action. So on. Excluding that. So this is what happens. And when you're in that state, you consistently do, the flow of mind is there. What's the next limb?
Samadhi.
And this one, man, I don't want to limit this thing. I don't want to limit this thing. I experience samadhi in all different ways, man. This is not ejaculation. This is not anything that way, but can be close to it because it would be that same sense of orgasmic in all different aspects. I've experienced it with food, experienced it with just by looking at kids, experience it looking with good friends that I see that they're there. I could see it when there's an event that happened. And there are people that experience that. Have you seen Amitabha do meditation sometimes? He does like that?
No.
Yeah. People tend to do what they're taught to do or told that, oh, whatever. He may be in a state of trance. He may be in a state of absolute trance. You know what happened? Why are they having these twitches? Like that? Epileptic, or let's say seizures. Some people do have seizures, by the way. They go into a samadhi. They go like, seizure, literally seizure. You know why? It's a nervous system thing. There's like a surge that happens, your body wasn't ready, muscle twitches, and you cannot control that. That's how it explains it. So it doesn't mean, oh, this guy doesn't do yoga postures. That's why. No, it doesn't mean like that. Because this surge, you don't expect the surge. Strong electrical, in your body, there's an electrical charge where we're moving, we're awake because of that electrical charge. When that electrical charge surges in a certain part of your body, you would, what is happening? You will experience these things. Okay, I'd have to stop doing this because it would form something in you. And with that something, it might actually manifest one time when you are doing some certain things because of memory. And your body would just say, what if I try that? These are like preconceived already. So these things, there are a number of other things that would happen when you're in samadhi. So samadhi is what's the definition of samadhi?
Immersion, total immersion in bliss, in the divine.
I like the immersion. Or it's also called, not really immersion only, but it also can be not
Absorption.
it's like
Total
all the
absorption.
loud noise and you just go. That state where you are just in that state. I don't want to describe any more further, but what speaks. By the way, is this the end stage? Is this the final stage? Is this the goal? What do you think? Right? We're talking about the 8 limbs only, man. This is the 8-limbed practice of yoga. That's why Ashtanga, 8-limbed practice or way or method in yoga, which is regarded to as the highest method or the royal method in yoga. And in our case, Rajadiraj yoga. Okay. Remember that I told you about Raja, instead of just Raja, it's Ashtanga as a mean. Goal is, even yoga is not a goal, but it just tells you what is there. When you were using Ashtanga, and we are bounded by Tantra. Remember that? I said that to you. Let me just share that again. So for people to know why, Raja di Raj. Because Raja, just by using Raja only, can be a little bit edgy. Raja yoga, 8 limbs. No. But when you are in that Tantra aspect, here's what's good with it. Tantra doesn't actually put this is the light and this is the dark. You know what I mean? Tantra tells you both are present. When there's the forces of light, it might expect that there will be forces of darkness. You can never take away one. Yeah. So in this sense, remember all the time, everything shouldn't be always good. There will always be the bad forces. Remember that. In the movie, we want to eliminate the bad. It's our immune system in action, by the way. You know that? You know the science why you would want to eliminate the bad forces? You know why that is? You know what's the psychology and your internal action that's going on while you're watching a movie and then you want to eliminate the bad forces? It is actually your immune system. It's an immune system response. And in your mind, you want to eliminate the negative forces. This could be the invader cells, this could be parasites, this could be within you. That's actually what happens. In a way, that's a good way to exercise the immune system, right? So anyway, going back here. I would like to say, in behalf of the practice that we do, this is generally, I hope you get the picture why I'm sharing this, or is it just me? If you have any question, go ahead. Feel free to ask that now. Okay? Feel free to ask it.
Not yet.
Good?
Do you do all 4 of these at the same time, or are these specific, like you're doing one or the other at a time?
You can do all 4. You can do only one at one time.
Yeah.
You can do all 4 if you can. But you need to really be practicing it continuously. There are lessons though. There are lessons that we take it. Let's say I have my Tatva Dharan. I have the Parchahara. I have the Dhyan lesson. That's what's good with learn from Dada. Very simple. Learn from Dada. Dada reviews you. Oh, Tree, how was your this lesson? Oh yeah, Dada, I remember. Just as long as you could remember. Say, yeah, Dada, I want to learn the next lesson. Sure, Tree. How did you do with the previous lesson? And you go like, yeah, I remember this, and then he would be asking you, so what were you seeing? What was the step? Oh, this one and that. You just remember what he said. I'm sure you can tell him that, and then he'll teach you the next step, and so on. You can have it, and then in just a year. Me, I took it for like 8 to 10 years before I had all my lessons. So I have lessons for all this. And this other lesson is a very special lesson. It is not part of our 6 lessons in Ananda Marg, but in implicitly it's there. Implicitly it's there. You will attain this in one of the lessons. And according to recent, Dada's, Pravachans, Dada's talks, he's already reminding everyone, yeah, you can practice this. Heard of fake it till you make it? It's good here. Your body wouldn't recognize it anyway. Yeah, that can be happening. So you're saying you can practice all four. Me, we practice, everyone, like when Dada stays for a long period of time because he's doing one lesson after another. And sometimes we change posture from here. We sometimes do like this. That. Or sometimes I get lazy. For me, I do just that. Continue here and I just do my hands like this. And I'm doing a certain lesson already. Certain lesson already. And then sometimes I change from this and then I change to that and then you notice me doing this. That's already when I'm on
I
my...
see a lot of them doing this nose thing.
This is the nose thing that is obvious. That's where
Pranayama.
that's we're practicing pranayam that time. When we're doing that, we're already practicing pranayam. Or when you hear us,
Jai.
or whoever is doing, that's already pranayam. I don't become visible when I'm doing that. I don't have to do that every time. I don't do that every time. But definitely the pranayam is just this for me, if you notice that. The next other lessons, obviously, it's all inside. And then the one that's very obvious, asana. I do asana, this and that. I teach asana, right? But Jaya, do you need to be like a primary series? Level 1, level 2? You need to do it every day, every time? Like take 2 hours to 3 hours in the morning? Sham, do you think? Jai, you need to do that because you are you're the teacher, no? So you have to do, Jai, you have to do 800 poses a day, right? Because you have practice every day, Jai, no? And your practice every day, Jai, is actually yoga postures, right, Jai? Because you're a teacher, Jai. Teacher, Jai. You have to master your postures, Jai. You have to show us because you're a teacher. Is that so? Sal? Right now, I'm doing my asana. Later on, I'll change to another asana. You didn't actually just notice. Sometimes I actually do some asana that you actually didn't notice. Or that certain asana that Tree just did.
Alam ko na yung Tagalog.
Ano?
Salampak.
Ha?
Salampak.
Salampak?
I just, karoon ako pa nung
No. I come by that word one time.
parang bayon lang.
Salampak? Sapak yun eh.
Parang sound like salampak.
Salampak talaga yung Tagalog.
Salampak mo
Talaga? Ganito.
To go onto the floor.
Ito
Salampak.
Ito salampak. Dito? Or
Pero hindi siya particular.
Or this one. Ito. Hindi particular.
Basta when you go on the floor, sumalampak ka sa sahig.
So the lapag is laying down
Lapag to put
to place.
to place. Ilapag ko.
Alright, remember that if you're talking to a Tagalog. Okay, everyone pag nagtatagalog, di ba?
Salampak tayo sa floor.
When you teach yoga, it's good that you can teach it in your own vernacular. Di ba?
Pero it's hard.
So, yeah. What if?
Somebody asked me that, na parang pwede ba mag-Tagalog?
Have you done classes with Liv? Right? You remember ka?
Bisaya, yung
Ang galing na bata. When she first taught, I allowed her. She speaks in her vernacular. Sometimes she speaks in English. Sometimes, most of the time, vernacular siya. And I'm more proud of saying the vernacular because when we're teaching locals, except if we're in a crowd of international people, like if she's joining, but if she's talking to a community of people who are less comprehensible with the English language, why do you have to? They wouldn't understand it anymore. Huh?
She was talking in Bisaya. I was there in class, so nag-excuse lang siya sa
Gani.
akin ng Bisaya.
Oh, gani. Yeah. Oh, see? You're
want
hungry na?
bread?
Ask ni ate ko.
Ay, pwede ba siya dito?
Wait, what's inside?
Oh no. Hopia and ambot.
These are fire babies. They're burning all the time. Nak, go to Nanay Nedi ko. Okay.
Ay po.
So,
Joanne.
are we good? Let me. Do I cover the Yamas for today? Are we still having some space for that, or are we like, ay, full tayo kami? Are we good?
Yeah.
Lobat na naman ka.
Kasi ang vlog ko.
What about if the two sides of it, Joanne, you can put on top of a water bottle, like
Malabo.
no, like two water bottles on the same level.
Or two like this.
Sige lang. Hawakan ko na lang.
Sige daw.
Ganito ba?
Yeah.
Nandito
Ooh.
na water bottle.
Oh.
Ay, kajaya ka po.
Ana.
Ano?
Okay, what? Ato bang din kamay ka? Yan ay kamay ka. Alright. I have one viewer for today. Ah, woo! Congratulations!
Ang blackboard lang ito.
Kita. Alright, good. That's good. Thank you. Yes. So wherever you are is watching, we're doing this because this is Circle 9. We're at Dr. Mendoza's place. That's Dr. Antonio Mendoza and Dr. Mendoza. Okay. Let's talk about Yama. What's Yama again?
Social responsible. Social.
Social means everyone, no? Everything. So, hey, I'll just talk about this today, talk about Niyama tomorrow, and we're supposed to practice asana. We're gonna practice asana, a little asana after this is done.
No?
A little asana. Right. Just a little. Okay. Oh, nag-cook na siya. Do not disturb, okay? Alright, I'll be right back. I'll get you. So Yama, what are the Yamas? So,
The Yamas are
The Yamas?
yeah, what are the Yamas? Panca Niyama, Panca Yama. 5 Miss Panca, Yama. Okay, Joanne, say about the 5. Tell me about the 5.
Ahimsa.
Ahimsa.
Non-violence.
Okay. Next.
Insta.
Huh? Ahimsa.
Satya.
Satya. Next.
Asdeya.
Astia. Next.
Brahmacharya.
Charya.
Brahmacharya.
It's usually spelled as just the C without the H, but they actually pronounce it as H. Alright. Next.
Aparigara.
Aparigraha.
Graha. Aparigraha.
Okay. So 5. What are- Pancha Yama. And then tomorrow we will talk about Pancha Niyama. So ahimsa means non-harm, right? In all of the aspects. Either it's in your thought, in your words, and in your deeds. This is how we look at it always in yoga. And if you're bounded by that morality, and that's why we have to take in Tantra with it also, because Tantra is in for acknowledging both. There is always both. There is the aspect of that. But as a Tantric, we would want to put light that, yeah, hey. See that what you're doing, you are doing something that is the forces of light. Oh, see that you're doing it forces of darkness. We're not telling, oh, you're wrong, you're right. No. But we're just telling you, man, right? You're there. Get me? That's a Tantric. The Tantric would say, oh, you're evil. You should die. You should rot in hell. No, that's not a Tantric's deed. A Tantric would just say, that's your being. That's why you're existing this way. Many lives before, maybe you were not that. You know, your reincarnated self might not be that, but you know there was a desire that formed, and so on. We'll go to the desire later on. We'll go to karma, samskara, right? We'll go to that later on. So ahimsa, when I ask you, this is so much common. When you have somebody, it shouldn't be a question. You will have people that you really don't like, right? there are also some people that you want to sakal. Pokon yun. Gusto mo sakalin.
In a good way, by the way.
Absolutely. You already did ahimsa. Right. Ahimsa. So, ahimsa is to harm. I mean, non-harm. Himsa is harming. So you're already ahimsa. You're taken away from harm. So let's say when you have a thought already, that's already harming the person. Even in that, you look at a person now, you're not really saying anything, but already by the impression, you're already there. So taking this concept in itself, you would clear away that energy of you. If you know somebody that you don't like, and you already have that impression, it has an energy form that when you go near that person, automatically there's that tension. And it would show in your face. You cannot look at the person's eye. Or you wouldn't bother looking at the person at all.
Where did I go?
That side of women like to do that. Yeah?
Reliable.
Anyway, aside from that, and this is when the responsibility happens. Even if you did not take part on this, right? You did not take part on this, but you still consume the food that you're eating. Question. The food that you're eating, let's just say lechon, beef, broccoli, or buffalo wing, whatever. All these delicious in your appreciated taste or your adapted taste buds or in the culture that you've grown up from, including me, although I ended up a little earlier on my life. Just because it's an acquired taste and it's an adapted culture and you grew up with it. Question. Because you did not take part in the, hunting, the way hunter-gatherer, and then carry it with you because you need that to survive. I mean, literally right now, we are already doing fasting. You don't need to eat every day. Even everyone's like in IF stage. IF, intermittent. So, just because you didn't partake of it, does that spare you from the responsibility of that certain energy form? And that's killing a mosquito. Violate me from this, yeah? Good. That's a good observation. Let me go back to the mosquito. Or let me go first with the mosquito. Here's the thing. Let's say somebody is on its way to you with an itak. Obviously, diba? What would be that representation? Somebody going to run after you with this big bolo, with this face like this. What would you do? There's two things that you would do. One is you're really a brave person, you know martial arts. You go like, yeah. Or the other one would be like, already a lot of things go in your head that I'm already dead, that's why I have to run for my life. So the thing here is this thing it is actually an innate mechanism where something harming you, you'd have to, because they are harming you literally. So and then there are a lot of microorganisms that dies as you oxygenate it. By the fact that you're breathing, a lot of things get killed into your system as well. So in a way, mechanisms work the way they work. And this is one of the mechanisms we do. We do like that. It's just that we do like this for mosquitoes. Let me go back to the things that we eat. Salamat. Tugnaw. So let me go back to the things that we take in. Does that spare you from the energy that prepared it there into you in the first place? And this is a very, very sensitive discussion because a lot of people would go into intellectualizing into this. right? So you say no, right? Why?
Because we consume it.
What else? Because you consume it. Ikaw, Sal. Di magudjay, di kit pwede siya lisod. Lisod yung kaya diri sa Philippines and Cebu, Jay. It's so hard to be vegetarian, Jay. There's a lot of intellectualizing happening. And so, whatever. Can all share what. And that's why, even if I have already trained everybody, I don't want to say, stop doing what you're doing. But I am presenting to you what is there. I am not the one who made this. I am just telling you that's yoga. I'm a tantric. Again, what do? I'm a tantric, I'll just tell you. Right? All up to you. And that's why when I let you do the graduating fasting process, you did that, no? I'm so proud to say this, man, honestly. A lot of the teacher trainings here, even in Manila, I'm sure they're not really becoming in the lifestyle of food. And I would really tell you a high percentage of that, they don't really want to go with the food because, again, the same intellectualizing. Here, all of the other things, they don't really mind lifestyle. They just want to posture. Now, with the training that we do, one thing that I've discovered and I've actually done is the graduated fasting. It is what we'll do by this month. Before we go to the 11th day of full moon, what we'll do is we'll do the fasting starting on day 1 up to day 5. We'll do a gradual fasting and we'll do that. And then on the day 6, we don't eat anything. We'll be purely on liquid, so that will be the full fasting day. That might fall on the 11th day, Ikadashi. Ikadashi. And so when we meet on that day, we're all fasting together, and then we do the breaking of fast on the next day. Okay, so that's going to be a whole week's of experience. I think it will be in the next couple weeks, right? So next week. Yeah. This week coming, after the weekend, we'll start it. This thing, actually, I'm not saying that this made people, it's actually more of the gut that happens to transform. This made people sense more of the gut. Kumaga, in this way, I'm not converting you into vegetarianism or veganism, but this one would make you more attentive to it. That you wouldn't just go mindlessly like, oh, I need to consume because I'm hungry, this and that. You would be a little bit more aware of what is the consumption. Okay? Remember ahimsa, and this is one thing that everyone can intellectualize, by the way. A lot of them intellectualize this. Alright, again, my part is not to intellectualize, but I'm just going to tell you that's how it is. Okay, next one is satya. Satya is what comes out of your mouth. Satya is what comes out of your mouth, is that truth that is double-edged, which would mean it would harm. Yeah, because your intention was to say the truth because you want to be honest, right? But what if the truth that we will say would hurt people, diba? There are a lot of times the truth that we will say. I mean, I get a lot of that. What's that? It's a flying...
Flying
No.
It just flew. That was
Yeah, right. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
It's like a miniature dragon, right? Maybe that's a dragon, no?
How did it fly?
See, it's flying right now. Oh, damn! Who do you think is that?
It's evolved. Evolution right there.
Yeah.
It's not an ant.
This is an ant.
It might be an overgrown mosquito, no? That grew really tall, but
Learned how to walk.
did walk already. Right? So, satya means it's benevolent truthfulness. So when you say non-harm,
Non-harm, sorry.
Non-harm.
yeah, that's why, like when you see snakes, the snakes doesn't really actually, especially now that we are aware that the snake is actually ecosystem-wise
Yeah, very good.
useful. And then we know already, we already understand that they will actually run away from us. We're actually the ones intruding them all the time. And they will just run away. Or if we are in their territory, they would try to act like defensive because hey, you always hurt us. So what you do? Slowly step back. If you're not an expert, if you are a herpetologist, if you're an expert, you would go like, oh, I want to observe you because you're part of my study. That's your role, then you do that. But if you're not, try not to act as one. Just try to walk away slowly. But there's a one species of snake in our country, bro, that is different. We call that banakon. I heard the banakon is called the king cobra, spitting king cobra. That goes after you. That would run after you. Even if you run, it has a reputation that would go after you no matter where you go. I mean not like no matter where, but it would run after you and spit venom. Anyway, it's a king cobra, Philippine king cobra. Yeah, that's one species we have that we're all scared of. When you hear a local start talking about being afraid of snakes, that's because of that species of snake. You said that, right? The locals all talk about,
Always afraid.
aren't you afraid of the snakes? Aren't you afraid of the wak-wak? Ongo? Right? So anyway, non-harm. Next one is benevolent truthfulness. So when you say benevolent, means that you are also aware of the impact of the truth that you would want to say, right? You would want to now start to arrange your thought into how am I going to say this to a person to make sure that they don't get hurt. You would still say the truth, but you're looking at the welfare. Let's say, for example, somebody died in an accident. The parent or the mother or her father has a heart disease or some certain condition. Would you say to that person, hey, your daughter or your son just died? The person has heart, whatever, very, very weak. Say that to them. What happens to the person? The person might die right away. Heart attack and so on. So you've already partook into the drama and so on. So one thing I learned by watching that whole movie called Princess Mononoke, I always say this to everyone. Princess Mononoke is that you will learn. You've seen this? Studio Ghibli. This way. Watch Studio Ghibli. Is that when you're in nature, remember, like when you go to the or whatever, you've been to safari or anything like that, or let's say out in nature, we are discouraged to intervene when there's an ecological thing happening. Let's say a predator to a prey. You go like, oh man, the rabbit is so cute. The minks, I saw that just recently. The mink is trying to eat the rabbit. Oh no. Oh. And you go like, oh, get away, mink. I saw that video. It's a species of something like that. I don't know if it's cat or
Ferret.
ferret, something like looks like a ferret, very fast. So if you do that, you are not helping at all. So the mink is just doing its nature. It's just trying to do what it does. It's a predator. He gets the weak, right? If you're seeing the lions eat a gazelle, he got the weak gazelle. Or the gazelle that wasn't weary because the gazelle was just like, things happening. They got that. And then if they're trying to eat it, I don't think you go like, oh, don't do that. It's just a very small, or let's say, all these things happening in the natural occurrence, right? I got to understand when I watched it that everything is just working the way it works. Anyway, benevolent truth is to find the real way of telling the truth is to make sure that we're looking at the welfare of the person we're speaking it to. If it is for the person's improvement, that's benevolent. But if it's just to hurt somebody, do you think it is satya? Yeah, that's what it meant. Okay? Alright. Alright, we're getting to the flow here. Astiya. Astiya means?
Non-stealing.
I'll put the non here. Non-stealing. Okay, this one also goes the same, Joe. It's also this non-stealing with the mind, the words, and then the deeds. Because words could be like, oh, actually I said this. Actually, it's me who made this, and so on. I'm original. You know what that is? Plagiarism. I wrote it. Okay. And then I'm already planning, oh, how could I get this? I saw this beautiful phone. How can I plan to steal this one? Later on, she'll know. She wouldn't notice where that is. Something like that, no? So these things, even on the planning stage, you're already committing astia. Or this one. They're all looking so, the couples are looking so happy together. But I like the girl. I'm gonna find a way, I'm gonna steal the girl. It's still astia. These are things that happens in the social world, right? There are people that like that. And so on. Stealing not just in the mind, in the thoughts, the words, and the deeds. Harming thoughts, words, and the deeds. That's in the yogic concept of Yama. The expression. Yaman. That's why my expression every time, Yaman. Right? So you want to get in there? You have to dry up first. You have to dry up first. Alright. The owner is here, Kuya Sao. Okay, next. It's called Brahmacharya. Brahma. Brahma means that which is the entity which we call God. It doesn't actually mean that it is a person. In the Hindu culture, they will now present a person or a deity with it, but it doesn't have to be a deity. It's an expression of Brahma. Brahma means creation as well. The concept of creation is Brahma. When you hear Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva or Shiva, Maheshwara, that's Shiva. So Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva is the three states. You heard that, no? The three states of God. God is in creation. God is in the preservation. And God is also in the destruction. All these three states. It's called the forgot. What's that? The three states of God. That's Brahma, and then Charya is the whole. Charya is the. Let me go back to the. I'm already mixed up with the Charya and Charya. You go back to the meaning of Charya later on. So Brahmacharya means that. What does that say there in Brahmacharya?
Treat everything as an aspect of God.
Yes.
Creation divine.
In all. So treat everything as God and see everything. Like what I told you earlier, you're not affected because you are seeing everything as God. Even if a tree falls on you, man, that's God. Even if you get hit by a truck, that's still God. There is a reason why that happened to you, because in karma, you did it. It was not at all carelessness that you got an accident. Then we start to realize that. Oh, you're careless, you're never mindful. That's what is talking to you right now in this whole state you are in. So if you're being careful, then that brings you right now where you are. You're careful. You're able to sustain. You're able to preserve yourself. Overly careful, nothing happens to you. Also get a little risk going on, you get to evolve. You get to adapt. So you grow. So the divine in all, there's a concept we call Madhu Vidya. Means that Madhu means the sweetness. Vidya in reality. Right? So Vidya means light or reality. So if you see everything is just the sweetness of God, it's like everything is just the communication of God to you. It's like whatever you see right now, whatever person comes into you, no matter how you don't really appreciate how it looks and how it feels, becomes that, right? Trent, right? Where is Nero? Yeah, where's your dad? Where?
Talking to Friday outside.
Are they talking now?
Yeah.
With nothing on?
I
Just
think they're
mosquitoes?
smoking.
Ah, both of them smokes. Okay. Okay. Clear on that? And let me finish on. Yeah, I think your dad is also doing a video with us. One more concept for the 5 Yamas. I like the way you look. Okay. So the last one is aparigraha. And I'm guilty with this, absolutely, yeah. Means that I indulge in motorcycles. That's always my guilty pleasure. Right? I want to ride a motorcycle, but again, I don't want to defend why I have motorcycles at home because it was left over by my father and so on, stuff like that. Aparigraha is
Non-indulgence.
non-indulgence, man. Whatever it is, material, physical, intellectual indulgence, indulgence of food and pleasures, everything can be your aparigraha state. You're overly indulged on something. If you like cakes, if you like too much sweets,
Too much sugar for me.
sugar, that's still aparigraha. Right. So these concepts are here. Just remember this. These are just concepts to even us out. Balance what needs to be balanced. It doesn't mean that you have to be perfect. You can try, but I'm not telling you that. But I'm telling you that this has been there. And those who followed it certainly changed the societies. Swami Vivekananda, Paramahansa Yogananda, whoever the names that you know, Patanjali, Shiva, Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Yukteswar, Girish, Sri whoever, Mahaprabhu, Babaji, Mahavatar Babaji, all the names I can tell you. The recent one, Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Baba Ananda Marga for us here, who I am part of, Sri Ananda Murtiji. Recent ones right now, Guru Ravi Shankar, Deepak Chopra. You know these names, huh? They are now authors. Deepak Chopra, authors. Thich Nhat Hanh, right? Rumi. Rumi. You know them, no? These are like the quotes that you share along Facebook. Right. Henry Ford. Thomas Alva Edison. Thomas Alva Edison. Andrew Carnegie. Leonardo da Vinci. Last but not the least. These are people who change societies. They've done their part in following this. They've learned what you call the Vedanta. And the Vedanta is the philosophical treatise that they're following now, following the line of Vedas. You know, this comes the Vedics now. Because the Vedics actually have these writings all around. So to balance it out, the Vedics are very sharp into the edges. The Tantrics would say to you, yeah, true. That's there. That's there. That's there, but it's right or wrong, right? Yeah, that's there. That's there. That's a Tantric. Yeah, you should know the difference. Because yoga is being taken now, right now, in both practices of Veda, the Vedics, and the Tantrics. We happen to be part of the Tantrics. But there's a confusion and all when in Ananda Marga, which is a Tantric practitioners, people taking into the Vedic concept where people are very edgy. There are people that are edgy coming in here. When in fact there's a lot of people who are just Tantrics. And that's why you see a lot of crazy people here. Yeah. Maybe including me. I don't know. If you find me crazy, that's what I'm telling you. If not, you're crazy also like me. Okay? Okay. 5 Yamas covered, right? If you need to review this, feel free to review. We got a lot of literatures you can read on. I have this small book of conduct, Guide to Human Conduct, that would have all of that here. And I'll finish it off tomorrow with niyama. Yeah? For niyama. Sige. We'll do it short. Sige. Hey! Later. Go kanta. Later ka na nas, Papa. Hey! Shh. Come here. Come here, Papa. There in the pad.
Oh, he's gone.
He's gone by.
Even these boys, man, I can't. I just hug them. Namaskar, everybody. Namaskar. Just experience that moment where everything's just right. You know, you wouldn't want to miss out on that, but then you just want it the way it is. You know, you're just watching them. You go like, you know, and then a moment, but like that, everything's just right. So good. Okay. See you all for dinner. You still want to practice asana today? I mean, this time? Huh? It would take us at least quarter of an hour. Or tomorrow na lang. I'll do tomorrow. Okay. Chill as that. No problem.
Who's the lady with the glasses? You see
Right.
her in a
The
lot of the
sister.
pictures.
Okay.
Oh, that's
She's
Tony's
got
sister.
one sister, man, and I have, I like her. I like this sister. I have a crush on one of her sisters. But I haven't seen her in person. Is she the one that's having a problem?
Ashtea.
No?
Don't think so. That's the older sister.
They are not the one that I
Did-
physically,
I don't think
physical.
so. Ashtea.
Because I don't. No, I'm not stealing. I'm just appreciating.
In your thoughts.
See? I'm not saying she's gonna be mine, right? If I'm appreciating, I'm telling, yeah, I appreciate that,
Non-indulgence.
Non-indulgent. I'll finish
Oh,
it.
you got me there.